Real-world asset tokenization is not just a crypto buzzword anymore. It's becoming one of the biggest structural shifts in global finance. The ability to bring traditional yield-bearing assets like US Treasuries onto blockchain rails changes the entire playing field. This is where Ondo isn't just participating, it's leading. Ondo has been officially recognized at the highest levels of government. In late July, it was highlighted in a major US digital asset policy report as a prime example of compliant RWA infrastructure. That's not a marketing stunt. That's regulatory acknowledgement that this is a legitimate bridge between TradFi and DeFi. When a project makes it into a White House-level report, it means the rules of the game are bending to include it. The partnerships backing Ondo are the kind that most crypto projects dream of but never achieve. BlackRock has been directly involved in issuing Ondo's tokenized treasury products, giving them an institutional stamp of approval that carries enormous weight. These aren't just synthetic assets, they're backed by actual US Treasuries, generating a real 4% plus yield, and they're accessible to anyone worldwide without the need for a US bank account. Volume tells the same story. Since launch, Ondo's tokenized treasury products have already moved over $1 billion in transactions. That's real adoption, not just speculative trading, and integration across major blockchain networks like Solana for speed, XRPL for cross-border liquidity, and fiat to crypto gateways through Alchemy means Ondo's infrastructure is already positioned for global scale. The ETF angle is another layer of bullish momentum. Major players like 21 Shares have already filed for Ondo-based ETFs in the United States, which is a clear signal that institutional-grade products tied to Ondo are coming. Ondo is now accessible on nearly all major exchanges, and the only missing piece was its listing on Binance US, which happened recently, completing the accessibility puzzle for the US market and reinforcing its positioning as a project laser-focused on becoming the core infrastructure for tokenized capital markets. Regulation is also shifting in its favor. The recent passage of landmark US crypto laws, including clear separation between blockchain protocols and the tokens they issue, plus protection for developers, opens the path for RWA protocols to scale without constant legal overhang. Once Ondo hits the decentralization thresholds regulators look for, it could gain the same commodity-like classification that Bitcoin and Ethereum enjoy. That would open the door to tokenizing everything from sovereign bonds to forex markets under a compliant, scalable framework. Right now, Ondo trades at $1.05 with a $3.3 billion market cap. Just days ago, it corrected to 90 cents, which I flagged as a buy zone opportunity. If you acted on that, congratulations. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. I can only share what I would do if I were in your shoes. When the RWA spotlight intensifies, Ondo is the king in this category. I believe double-digit prices are not just possible but likely, and that it has the potential to reach a $50 to $100 billion market cap. The fundamentals are deeply undervalued compared to where the price sits today. With Ethereum breaking out and a massive rotation into high-conviction altcoins coming, Ondo, much like XRP in its positioning, is set to capture a huge flow of capital. That's why I invested above $100,000 into Ondo at these levels, because the potential is enormous, and I believe this move could return multi-millions. As I always say, in markets, patience is profitable, but conviction is priceless. Dr. Money Glitcher.